Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, a big warm welcome. Do stick around. I'm back for part 2 of this episode of Take 3 Envelopes, where we're going to make an actual journal just from, well, with the base of our 3 envelopes. So this is where we got to. As promised, this time I'm doing nothing off cam apart from bits where my camera can't get to. Like in a minute I'm going to be doing some sewing, so I'll be taking this across to do some sewing on, but I'll be with you every step of the way. And this journal is one where you don't need to do sewing on, so you won't need a sewing machine, but I'm just choosing to sew, you know, but you really don't have to, as you'll see, because it's pretty much just decorative really. But yeah, I'm just going to ink around all the edge on the inside here, and yeah, just crack right on. So, how are you all my loves? I hope everyone's well. I know I've not been putting a lot of content up, but yeah, I've had family things going on and that, so yeah, just not really having the time. But I do apologise, and when I do get time, I promise I will try and get on. Right, so as you know, this, well, if you don't know, if you haven't watched part 1, hop over and watch that, because you won't know what we're doing. But the envelope I've chose has got this polystyrene, not polystyrene, plastic bubble wrap, that's what it is, inside, right, which gives it a crinkle and whatnot, which I kind of like, right, but I don't want to be sewing my signatures through that. So just with my fingers, I'm going to gently push an hole through the bottom here, trying not to rip, just separating the pieces, like with the glue. That's it, I'm through. That's as far as I want to go. And I'm going to get some scissors, and just that line you can see, that's where I'll be sewing in my signature. So I'm just going to go right inside now, using that kind of crease as my guide, and going, what, about quarter of an inch either side, so then I'll have like an ½ inch gap, and just heading for the light at the end of the tunnel. You can see my scissors are going down, and yeah, I'm kind of using that little hole as my guide as well, because I wanted to get right to the very bottom, which is why I made that hole. So you just saw the last, I don't know whether you saw, me kind of tip of my scissors poked through. So yeah, we've got, oh, that weren't bad, was it? We've got like ½ inch there. So now I've got that gap, which I'll get a better fold, and my signatures will be much easier to sew in now I've not got the padding. But I'm leaving it in, the rest, so I'm just gonna reattach that little bit, the little hole that I've made, just go in with a little bit of glue. Oh, it's not coming out, I've got to poke a hole. What happened, I've lost the red top, I can't find it. And so I have been putting a little bit of paper on the top. I lost it when I was filming, when we did part 1. I don't know what happened to it, and I've hunted high and low, so I don't know, everyone, kids picked it up and it ended up going in the bin, I don't know. Right, that's all we've got to do there, and now that's yeah, that's restuck. So yeah, we're good to go there. Right. What I'm going to do with these big pockets at the front and back is I'm going to sew along the top, just on their own, and then when I attach them, then I'm going to sew down and across, so it looks like they've sewn on all round, but I won't be sewing at the top, so that we can have this big pocket at the top. And I think before I do that, I'm also going to sew on my base of fabric. So, where's it gone? Oh, here it is. I've torn a piece of fabric that will fit on there and will be the base for our cover, and it can be glued on. It just don't matter how we attach it really, but I'm going to ink around the edge before I do attach it, because you will see these bits of the, what's it called, the cover. Actually, I might, let's pop that back on and grab this. I think it'll be easier doing it like that. Right, so we can get right in there. I'm going to glue that down actually, now I've inked under it. Right. And glue under that bit. It's all going to be covered anyway, but I just thought at the very edge we'll link around, and then if you do see bits poking through, it's nice and pink like the base fabric. And I don't know how much of that fabric we'll end up seeing by the end, because I want to make a really nice boho cover with loads of trims and bling and that, so you may not see much of this bit of fabric by the end at all, but it's a lovely colour, so I'm happy for bits of it to be seen here and there. I just thought I'd choose a nice bright pretty colour as the base, and then we can go mad on top. Right, that is fine. I'm going to try and ink, right. And you will see inside here, because it's going to be a pocket, which is why I've left it open like that, and the whole point of using an envelope. And I could take the bubble wrap out, but I think it adds to the crinkliness, and yeah, it gives us nice texture. Oh, I've got to get right in that corner. There we are. And up there. Right. That is done. Right. Okay, so what I thought was, again, not at the top, but just around the sides and across the bottom, I'm going to stitch this on, but we could just glue it, but I'm going to stitch it on right around the edges, and then the frayed bit will be overhanging all around, and then we can do the inside. So this is the bit I'm leaving open, so I'm going to glue across there, because my sewing machine needle won't be going anywhere near there, and then I'm just going to dot a few bits, tiny little bits of glue just across all the inside. Right. And that way it's not bleeding through and making it look all a mess, because I've just put the tiniest bit. It might bleed through in one or two like little dots, but we're going to be decorating it all anyway. But yeah, that's where we are. And as you can see, you could put a lot more glue on. You could do like Mod Podge. You could glue Mod Podge it and then let it dry with the fabric, or like fabric tack. And yeah, do what I've done. It's attached now, but I'm just going to sew round and I shall be right back. Right, so I've stitched all around, it's attached, and now I can attach my pockets. I've stitched across the top on each one, and so now I'm just going to go across the bottom. I might even go across, up, across, down, like that. No I won't, because that is getting in top. Oh, and no, it don't matter, does it? Because that's where my signature will be sewn in. So I could go down and I could attach it there, and then we've still got our big pockets each side. But yeah, we've got a little bit attached. I think I'm going to do that. So right, these are all ready to go. So yeah, I'm going to stitch that and then we crack on. Right, so here we are all sewn, and all I've got to do now is stick these down. I didn't want to do it before because of getting the glue in the needle and everything like that. So I'm just gonna get some glue, just go down in the corner and zigzag my way up. Don't need a right lot, as long as I concentrate on the edges. They're stitched on anyway, so it's just to get them adhered where it's not stitched. And yeah, the main focus is just making sure you've definitely got a line across the top and down that side edge, and then making sure we don't stick the envelope together, which, come on, let's face it, that could be a problem that I might end up with, because you know what I'm like. So I'm just double checking that I don't do that. And yeah, just getting in there. Right, I don't know what that is. I think it might have come off a different glue. The kids have been climbing up my desk, so I don't know what that is, but I'll decorate it. We'll style it out, girls and guys, if there's any guys. We will style it out and make out that it was always supposed to be there. And then a nice fat bead glue around the edge. Right. There we are. Right, so now we've got our cover base. Right, we've just got to straighten that up a bit. We've got our cover base there, and we've got our two deep pockets. Yeah, in here. I need a little bit more glue up the top there. That's not quite adhered how I want it. Right. and that should be fine now. And then we've got a pocket over here, and a pocket over here, making sure we still have got that pocket, yeah. And our envelopes firmly stuck. Right, and then I'm going to trim off a couple of the threads near the top. I think, oh, was that it? No, there's one there. But I'll leave the bottom one. And now we can start decorating. Just making sure it's sitting how I want it to sit. That's it. Now we can start decorating, so I'll just grab some trims and we're good to go. Right, I've gathered together some trims and things, but before we do that, I think we'll sew in signatures first, because I want to sew through here and then stick something over it so that the stitching is hidden. Right, so we need to prep our papers. And I know I normally always do this off camera, don't I? But I thought, no, we'll go from scratch. Right, that doesn't look very straight. Here we go. I have gathered some papers together that I'd previously dyed, but yeah, I need to check whether they're all straight. Probably most of them will be, so I'm not too worried. And I won't sit here just folding, because that's just boring. So, like I said, I've gathered 12 pieces of paper, so that's 12, 18... No, 12, 24, 48. Oh, my brain just went there. It'll be a 48-page journal, because I've got 12 pieces of paper. So, as you can see, I'm just folding and then creasing, how we all do. So, I'll be right back when that's done. Right, so we've got all 12 pieces of paper folded, and they're nice and creased. So, what I'll do now, normally, if you're not used to making journals, I'll whack it down with this old ruler. I don't use it to measure. I've got a nice crisp metal one for that, but I'll save this. It's out of like a kid's colouring thing, really, because it's a flat one, and so I can bang down my signatures and then clip them together. Oh, I don't need a massive clip. One on that side. And one on that side. Nope. Right, and then clip them together. I need it quite long because the inner page is short. So, let's see, is that going down? Yep. And I'll probably put a couple more dotted about. Oh, flying out of my hands, just one at the top there. And yeah, that'll do really. I'll put another one for luck. I don't do don't like doing odd numbers. I like a little even number when I've got me things. Right, so where is my book? My book is here. And when I'm doing more than one signature, I'll mark it out on a bit of graph paper, dot them out and that, and then another bit to measure. But I'm not doing more than one, I'm just doing this one signature. So I'm going to clip that to my soft cover as well. Let's get out the clips. Just get nice in position. Right. Making sure everything's straight. Right. Yep, that looks about right. So I'll clip that. And the other side. And yeah, obviously if you're doing a hardback book or something like that, it's different. But for this, a little one like this, just go straight in and make me 3 holes. And up here. Right, and now I've got my thread. And I'm going in at the middle. Oh, I hate doing this bit. Right. And I've got to find my way through. Right, let's come through from that side. Yeah, right. There we are. And put it through, and that is why I wanted my bubble wrap taken out of the middle, because I wanted it to pull through nicely without much having to tear it about, like wriggle it about too much and make the holes even bigger. There we are, right in. And I have, the reason I have so much long thread is that I'm rubbish at threading needles, so I keep it nice and long, and then any little bits of sewing I've got to do, I rarely have to thread a needle. And trust me, I know you're looking at this thinking this is long, but it ain't compared to what I normally have. I have like a yard of thread to do the tiniest little bit. But yeah, every time I thread a needle for the first time again, I just leave it, yeah, about a yard, sometimes even longer. If I've had a dreaded time threading it through, I won't cut it. And like I'll cut it really short, long, because I've had such a dreaded time threading it through. So you just saw I came in, out, in, and then out, and then I'm just tying either side. And I know this thread looks really thick. It's waxed linen thread. I really like it because it is really super strong. And the wax, when you've pulled it tight, you're not with the wax on the thread, it holds it together that knot. It's never going to come undone. And so yeah, that's what I like. So that was just, most of you probably sewing signatures all the time, but yeah, if you're new to making journals, that is the easiest way to do it. Just the 3 holes, and there we are with, that's our front. Yeah, oh, my light's just gone off. And so yeah, there we are with our signature sewn in. So we've got a 48-page journal here, and I'm going to leave it there. I don't know how long this video has ended up, because I think we'll be better to do all the decorating next time. And then yeah, we can start working on where we want to put pockets and whatnot. But yeah, the decorating of the front is my favourite. It really is. It's the best bit, and I really love how this feels of our 3 envelopes. So yeah, we're by no means finished, so do come back and join me for part 3. I think it's going to turn out absolutely lovely. And yeah, you don't need to go buying any specialist stuff like ordering grey board and linen to do the covers. It's just back to what junk journaling is, which is just using up scraps and that, which is why as well, as you can see, I've just used dyed papers. That's out of like an adult colouring book, papers that I've dyed and not one page from a single kit, because I'm just showing you don't have to buy stuff. So I think that is why I want to do this, right back to basics. And then obviously I've bought trims and things. Look, I've got loads of lovely ones. But yeah, you can just do what you do. You could sew loads of buttons on or anything. But anyway, we'll go through all that next time when we're getting into the meat and bones of it and starting on the decor. So thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry I didn't have my camera like set up over my sewing machine, but I might have another camera in the pipeline coming, which will be better and stay in focus and whatnot. And yeah, if it works out with the new camera, I might be able to have a setup over the sewing machine as well, which I'm quite excited about. So thank you loads, I love you all, and yeah, I'll see you for the fun stuff when we're decorating. Bye for now.